In a recent OpTic podcast, make sure to go check them out. I watch every single one, and they'll probably be the source for a lot of our future videos. It's Hecz Rodriguez talking about one of his biggest regrets with Nadeshot. In case you guys somehow don't know this, Hecz and Nadeshot are a part of two separate esports organizations, both very successful apart from each other, and Nadeshot was once under Hecz. I would say kind of a mentor, brother relationship inside of OpTic. Ever since Nadeshot left OpTic to create 100 Thieves, there's been a lot of crazy stories between their past, of Hecz, whether or not he paid Nade for his time in OpTic, and of course the creation of OpTic versus 100 Thieves. And then you could have also argued that people were looking at the valuation list, those Forbes list valuations, which have probably come down ever since then. But you look at the time that 100 Thieves then surpassed OpTic and that relationship between the two of them. And then, of course, in Call of Duty right now in the CDL franchise, you have Nadeshot's team, the Thieves, versus Hex's team in OpTic, Texas. It's been a great dynamic to watch and to grow up with. And so it's always nice when they reference back Hecz in this clip saying his biggest regret with Nadeshot is that he didn't try harder when Nadeshot announced he was going to leave OpTic.
Oh, this is sort of random. What is your talking about young people maybe having girlfriends or just young people being in a house and their futures ahead of them? Do you have any regrets from 60/50 or the Scuff House of like what you wish you should have done or what you should have done, what you didn't do, what you did do maybe?
Nah. I think there's only one regret that I have. And I recently told it to Nadeshot. It's like that I didn't fight for him to stay. Like when he said he was leaving, that's it. I didn't say anything. And I'm like, you're a young dude. I could have fucking like sat down, gone to see you. You've known me long enough. You know what I mean? Like that's the one thing that I regret, not fighting for him to stay. And I did. I told him that. I'm like, you're a young dude. Like you should. I should have fought a little bit harder for you. But at the same time, like, how can I regret that when I know, like, look at financially where he's at now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I can guarantee that you can go out and build a $200 million company, and you, like, I would fucking go out of my way to fucking make you mad enough at me that you would go and pursue that thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I don't know. It was one of those things where like it was like I was emotionally compromised.
There's a timeline out there somewhere in this infinite universe of galaxies where the OpTic, where you and Nade that never changes. And so everything that's Thieves and everything that's OpTic is under one roof.
What if it would have went worse?
I mean, that's probably
like
out there too, but let's not think about that one.
That he didn't really try to fight to keep him there. And it's always a cool story. You think back on the old pictures, but I always think about when I hear these clips, imagine if he had convinced Nadeshot to stay. And I used to make speculative videos like this back at Esports Talk because there was speculation and there were offers to Nadeshot. He was offered, and I think so was Hecz, to at some point go to FaZe Clan. Like, imagine if FaZe had Nadeshot right now. I imagine Nadeshot's pretty happy he decided to go down his own path and even to go away from OpTic. And I certainly am, because then we wouldn't have 100 Thieves and all the content against OpTic. Like, imagine if Nadeshot never left and 100 Thieves was never a thing. And albeit, I'm sure he's really stressed out, has a lot of things to deal with, and I'm sure they're going through it. Every esports org is going through it right now. But think about the whole fact of rising tides, right? The betterment of esports, the fact that we have 100 Thieves and we have an OpTic both surviving and doing well for themselves in their own regards, both in esports. I think that's pretty cool. But Hecz talking about his biggest regret not trying to keep Nadeshot on. It's got to be crazy to look back on those times. But I also, when I hear these things, I just think about what freaking if. And then the really crazy part of me that just like starts to drinking too much coffee, I think about what if like Scump one day were to leave OpTic and make his own esports organization to rival both OpTic with Hecz and then 100 Thieves with Nadeshot. What if Nick Merckx and Nadeshot never had a falling out and Nick Merckx was not with FaZe, but he was with 100 Thieves? This is just where my mind kind of goes, in a bit of a ramble. What do you guys think? What are some of the biggest names out there in esports that you're glad kind of made their own way or could have made a big difference elsewhere that I'm missing out on? I named a few. Now you name a few. All right. Till next time, drink your water and coffee. I'll catch you back here sometime soon.